Being unattractive but funny is a lot like having an awful resume, but being pretty decent at interviews. Like, you're always surprised when you get the called interview, you're never expecting it. So you're excited when you get the called interview, but you're also suspicious because you have an interview. You're excited because you know you interview well, so the chances of getting the job just won't weigh up. But you're suspicious because you've seen the resume, you've looked in a mirror, so you have questions about them now. Are they just desperate? Are they looking for any warm body? Have they been shitty to people and can't hold on to anyone for more than 2 weeks at a time? You don't know. And it doesn't really change the math about whether or not you're going to go to the interview, because you're going to go to the interview. You don't get a lot of at-bats. This isn't a seller's market. So you'll go to the interviews. You'll just take this anxiety with you now that it's either going to go really well or you're going to wake up in a bathtub full of ice missing pieces of yourself. Like, you're either going to get the job or you're going to lose your kidneys. Sometimes you take a risk. And they don't tell you this, but you know that once you get a job, you can stop working on your resume, right? Because I feel like some of you missed that particular memo and you're making the rest of us look bad. But I don't understand what it is that women find attractive about funny men. And I know that you do find funny men attractive because that's the only way that a guy with a resume like this can find himself gainfully employed, as I am. But most of the things that we find attractive in mates have some basis in evolutionary biology. Like, women with wide hips are going to have an easier time in childbirth. Men with big muscles are going to be better at fighting off predators. And boobs are awesome because you can motorboat them. As if you needed a reason to love boobs. But what's the evolutionary advantage to being funny? Because it's not even an inherited trait. Like, you know how you get to be funny? You live. You go through some shit. Humor is born of pain. It's not this thing that you get from your parents, who got it from their parents, who got it from their parents, like it's some heritage of humor. It's not an heirloom that you treasure. It's a booby prize that they hand you after you've been shit on so much in life that the only choices left to you are to get sad or get weird. You said, fuck it, let's get weird. So my theory then about what it is that women find attractive in funny men is that the thing that's actually inherently attractive is surviving trauma. Basically, it's chicks dig scars. They look at a man who's been through some shit and they go, that guy? Yeah, he'll probably stick with me through kids. And when things get real hard, he probably won't hit us. He'll just get sad and tell stories. That guy, he can handle me at my worst. And listen, if we're being fair to women, I don't think that the selection for humor is entirely predatory. There's more to it than that. I think the other side of it is this. It's that men who are funny just try harder. Our sense of humor may have come out of trauma, but we use it because we desperately need you to like us. And that extends to behaviors beyond simply cracking the occasional joke. It means we're going to do things for you like open doors for you and cook meals for you and buy you flowers and give a shit whether you orgasm. You know, the kinds of things a girl could get used to on the regular. The kinds of things that help you overlook our glaring flaws. And it's probably still a negotiation. Like, the heart wants what the heart wants, but the heart isn't the only person at the table. So, like, this is the conversation that I imagine takes place between a woman and her vagina when she's evaluating this kind of a mate. Him? Really? Have you seen him? I've seen a lot of resumes. That's a shitty resume. You know what? I have put up with your shit month after month after month for years. I think you owe me one. Besides, you only have to put up with him in 3-minute increments. So I need you to be a team player. fuck me. Do women talk to their vaginas like that? Because I don't really know. I assume you do because we men talk to our penises all the time. But maybe it's not the same. That's why we give them names. Our relationship to our penis is like this. It's like an entirely separate organism that just happens to live on our body and has a complex time-sharing arrangement with our brains. So yeah, we give them names. Because unlike all the other body parts that I have, it doesn't just do what I tell it to. I have a lot of body parts. The only one with a name is Sir William Wallace and the Angry Scotsman. Because he's got opinions. Even when it's not in use, it has opinions. And they're usually not great opinions, like not the opinions of a friend. And I don't think that's the relationship that you women have with your junk. Like, I imagine it's something like this. Your brain is saying, we want safety and security and stability. And your junk is like, hell yeah, me too, low 5. But with dudes, we're like, our brain is saying, do something meaningful, leave a legacy. And our junk is like, yeah, dream big. You know, if we really apply ourselves, we could drown the world in jizz. If you're struggling to relate to that, you probably don't have a penis. So having a penis is like this. I'll spell it out for you. It's like going to the grocery store with a kid that's constantly trying to throw shit into the cart. You're just walking down the cereal aisle and all of a sudden it's like, oh, she's hot. We need to get some of that. No, buddy. We have that at home. It's not the same. No, it's not the same, but you'll be fine. And this just repeats over and over. You'll go down a different aisle and he's like, oh, that. Ooh, we got to get that. You don't need that. You just think you need that. And just over and over, ad nauseum, until finally we get frustrated and we're like, I swear to God, if you don't behave, I'm going to take you outside and spank you. And you can't just leave it behind. You have to take it with you. Because if you left it unsupervised, it would just run around touching everything and spreading disease. And it never gets any older either. We just have to get better at dealing with it. And we kind of do, but it also makes us resentful. Because we just have to, it's like being joined at the hip to a perpetual 12-year-old. It gets exhausting after decades. And the upshot is that we start to have empathy for and even envy the parents of free-range children. You know, the parents who have kids that, like, the kids just do whatever the fuck they want. We wish we could be those parents. But we know we can't be because, you know, those parents spend most of their lives just apologizing for the shitty behaviors of their kids. And having a legacy of being a bad parent, like, that haunts you. That will follow you. And we're basically single parents. You may have a form of co-parent in like a spouse or a girlfriend or a partner, but they don't really understand your kid. And it's still your kid. You brought it to the relationship. They think it's mostly well-behaved, but that's just because they can't hear its voice. So, like, you'll go to the beach with your girlfriend and she'll say, "Isn't this relaxing?" And you can barely hear her because it's just screaming, "Titties! Oh my God, titties everywhere!" Buddy, I love the enthusiasm, but you need to chill the fuck out. Yeah, babe, I'm really glad we came. We did? How'd I miss that? No, we didn't. We just, okay. You know, but now that you bring it up, I've got an idea. Nope, chill out, dude. Nope, not gonna happen. I didn't even tell you my idea. You only ever have one idea. And she's like, you're so quiet today. Yeah, babe, it's just so peaceful here. And this lack of understanding that we have for each other between the sexes, what's going on behind the scenes, I think it has a real impact on our relationship satisfaction. I'm not making this up. There are a number of studies that have shown that people in same-sex marriages or same-sex relationships in general actually have higher levels of relationship satisfaction. In fact, specifically, the people who are the least satisfied in their relationships are women in heterosexual relationships. To paraphrase an article that was in the the New York Times, it said that men in same-sex relationships are more open and honest in having conversations about their non-monogamy, and in fact even create rules about sexual encounters outside the relationship. And I know that men, particularly gay men, have a relationship for being have a reputation for being promiscuous. But I think it's just that they're tired parents. It's like they both have this shitty kid that they've been trucking around between their legs for decades. They're both exhausted. And sometimes they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let the kid have Cheetos for dinner. And because they both have a perfect knowledge of exactly how shitty the kid is and how hard a job it is, they just don't judge each other. Because it is a tough job. You don't get nights and weekends off. It doesn't even sleep when you do. You wake up and it's already been awake for hours, just really happy to see you. Like, how are we going to start the day? What are we going to do today? Who? Actually, no. What was more accurate? I'm not that picky. And you've just woken up, so you're just groggy and you kind of tiredly motion to your partner that's lying next to you like that. We're going to do that. Again? We had that last night. Stop that. You like her. I mean, you're right. I do like her. But the dog likes kibble. That doesn't mean it's not going to jump for scraps of literally anything else, even if it's on the floor or in the garbage. It is way too early for that kind of metaphor. Go back to bed. Make me. So you roll over, and it's just like, you know what? Fine. I love our dreams. It's just buffet lines for miles. No kibble in sight. I think that's another difference between men and women. Like when my wife has a dream where she's having sex, she's usually having it with me. And I'm like, babe, that's dreamland. You can do better. You know they have The Rock in Dreamland, right? You could even take The Rock's body and put my head on it if you wanted. Shit, I'd hit that. Wouldn't I? Yeah, Wait, I was kind of joking. Huh. Anyways. Some of you are hearing this and thinking the takeaway is Matt's saying we should all be gay now. And I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, if that's you, you were already looking for an excuse. So if you need someone to give you permission, fine. Go do whatever makes you happy. Do whoever makes you happy. I don't give a shit. I won't judge you. But I think that there are other ways to be happy in your relationship. I think you can have hard conversations about tough shit. You can talk about the things that you want that you're not getting. And you can hear about the things that your partner's not getting that they want. Some of you understandably heard that and went, nope, being gay is easier. Men and women, speaking in generalities, are very different from each other in ways that we don't inherently understand unless we've walked in their shoes. I haven't done that. Chances are neither of you. So I can only give you the male perspective. But even though I don't speak for all men, if you've shown this to other men and they're laughing their asses off, that's the sound of the catharsis of being understood. So I can only give you insights into this fucked up carnival of misery and hope that if we have honest discourse with each other, we can find ways to be happy and stay together. Because let's be honest, job hunting sucks. And if you're anything like me, your resume probably needs some work.